Hi, Eloise here, and today on Clinic Chats, I want to talk about how we can't do everything in one session. Hello, Eloise Ansell here. I am an intuitive healer based in the UK, and today I want to talk about another clinic chat kind of topic, which kind of feeds into a couple that I've made recently. So if you haven't watched them, I will put a link somewhere to the last couple because it kind of is around the same theme, but I think it's always interesting to kind of look at things from a different angle because sometimes we get more understanding that way. So today I want to talk about how we can't always look at more than one thing at once. So we can't do everything in one session. Like I have people come that expect me to fix all their issues in one session. Now, I've had miracle sessions where I have fixed a number of things in one session, which has even amazed me. But we can't always fix a whole list of issues in one session. Your body will want to prioritize them and tick them off. Now, it might kind of clear a lot in one go, but it might just want to do half of that one, half of that one. Okay, let's circle back to that one. Okay, now I can take care of that. Now those three can go. Now, yeah, like it might have an order and sequence of how it wants to tackle it. So maybe let's get the low hanging fruit fixed quickly. Now, when I started receiving healing sessions, I had a lot of things on my shopping list, as I always call it, the shopping list for a session. And I had things healed that weren't on my shopping list. Partly because I didn't think I could heal them. So, one of the first things that shifted on my healing journey was my hearing came back. So, I grew up having lots of ear infections, burst eardrums, like you name it, I went through it. My mum's had loads of operations on her ears because her hearing's not very good. So I thought I just had bad hearing. I thought that was one of my things. And even in my early 20s, if I was sat in like a pub or something in a noisy environment, I would struggle to hear everybody. So I got very good at lip reading, which is a skill that's brilliant. Especially when you can see people talking about you when you're 100 feet away, because you can see what they're saying before you can hear it. Yeah, know when people don't like you. Uh, great. Not everyone's cup of tea. But it's, my hearing was really bad. I was having to lip read on a regular day-to-day basis because I couldn't hear what they were saying. So yeah, I've been to the nose, ear, and throat therapist. I had a label. I was told that I probably would go deaf. That was my journey. So I never thought my hearing could improve, but it did. It was a low-hanging fruit, believe it or not. So I started having healing sessions, and I went through a really weird 2 weeks where everything in my house got really noisy. It's really weird. I was like, why is my oven making so much more noise than normal? Is it broken? And then I could hear this lamp buzzing. That was driving me insane. And then like these things were happening around me, and I was like, oh, it's really weird. And then I realised that my hearing had got better, but my nervous system hadn't worked out what I needed to hear and what I didn't need to hear. So it was giving me all the sounds, and it took a couple of weeks before it kind of settled down into, okay, she doesn't need to hear the lamp buzzing. Let's leave that out. And, so I went, my hearing improved very quickly. I went through this weird 2 week period where I was just hearing every noise everywhere because my like nervous system and brain hadn't started to filter properly. And my hearing is very good now for my age. And I quite often share, like, I'll be stood sometimes waiting for a lift, and when you're waiting for quite a while and people are like, oh, it's not coming, and I'm like, no, I can hear the lift coming. Like, I can hear the mechanism, and then you can hear that, it's just something, yeah, it's coming, and then it arrives. It's I hear things that other people can't now, which is very fun. And yeah, it's kind of cute. So that was a low hanging fruit for me, but it wasn't even on my shopping list. Now, was I complaining that my hearing came back when it wasn't on my shopping list and that I still had all the other things on my shopping list? No, I was delighted. And then 6 months later, my body tackled another thing that was on my shopping that wasn't on my shopping list, but was eased to resolve and got me out of a load of pain that I thought I was going to be stuck with for life. But that's another story for another day. So sometimes when we go on our healing journey, our body mind is going to go through that low hanging fruit, or it's going to start to want to tackle this really deep thing, but it needs to clear all these other things first before we can get to it. Or it wants to chip away at a bit of it, and then it'll go and take care of something else, and then it'll come back and do a bit more, and then, it knows what you can take. It knows what is good for you. It knows what is going to be the best journey. Now, I always ask for my healing journey to be ease, to be fun, to be, a joyful experience. If you expect to be hit over the head with a hammer to know you've had anything done, you will get that. Don't ask for that, as I always say. And yeah, our expectations create our reality. I now know there's nothing that I can't resolve or heal, but I might not get to it as quickly as I like. There are other things that may need to be a priority for my body mind. There may be things going on beneath the bonnet, as I always say, that I don't know about. The amount of clients that book in because they've got like a pain, and then they come and see me, and I'm like, something going on here. And then a few months later, they find out there's a really, serious disease going on, and I'm like, your body was just bringing you in with that pain. This is what we needed to address. The pain was just right. What can we do to get them to take some action? It's very interesting. So we can't do everything in one session because your body mind will have its priorities and its wish list, and will have its process of how it wants to tackle things, the order and the sequence and the pace, everything. Your body is going to choose all of that. So you can keep asking your body what it wants and what would be a contribution, and you can keep supporting yourself on that journey. It may be like some days you're like, I need to drink more water today. That's what would be great for my body. Or another day it's like, I need to rest. I need to have a nap. Another day it might be, I need to go for a run. Just keep asking your body every day what it would love and what would be a contribution, because that is going to be ease as well. So sometimes in clinic, it feels like each session we're moving some cogs. And we might move that little cog like quite a while before it suddenly moves the big one next door, and it goes all clunk, 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 and everything falls away. So sometimes it's low hanging fruit, sometimes it's just slowly going through the shopping list, sometimes it's slowly chipping away at one thing on the shopping list, and then a load of stuff falls away. We never know. It's so magical to observe and sit back and watch what occurs. And it really is incredible to see. It's an honour to work with people in this way, and an honour to be working with people in any capacity, in my group work and everything else, because it's so beautiful to watch and see things shift. And, it really makes me a happy bunny that this is my life and that I get to support people on their healing journey. But you need to contribute to it as well, asking your body what it wants, not expecting miracles every 5 seconds. Yes, expect them, but don't think it doesn't work if you don't get it. Because sometimes the cogs need to move, or, your body mind knows exactly what's going to happen in next month, the next year, believe it or not. I've seen it time and time again in clinic. Very specific things that it knows about that we don't. And it may be that other things need to contribute and then chunks of stuff can fall away. It's very fun. It really is really fun to observe what happens in the order and sequence, not only in the healing session, but in your life. It is quite delicious. So, don't expect everything to shift in one session. Be surprised if things shift that aren't even on your shopping list. But whenever I work with clients, I always say, what do you want to put in the room? And yeah, people get really upset. They're like, oh, I've put a million things in the room. I'm like, I don't mind. You can put a million things in the room, or two, or whatever feels a priority that day. It's like more. I don't complain about having more information because it helps me to feed back to you what's coming up in the session. I'm like, oh, this might be to do with that and that and that. This is why. Or, oh, I can see this session is going to help everything on your list in some capacity. So let's see what shifts. It just helps me feed back to you how it might affect and apply to what's on your shopping list. So never be afraid of sending a long shopping list to me. Anyway, other people might moan, but I love it. Anyway, any questions, put them below. If you want to try a free distance session, there's some group ones I've done you can test and try out. You can find the link to that below. And yeah, if you've got any questions, comments, please put them in the below this and we'll have a conversation. Have a great day. Bye.